Vote counting is underway in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's election commission has clarified that it is now a two-horse race, with the voters' second choice to be taken into account. Halfway through counting in the polling divisions, there is very little between the two leaders, candidates Anura Dissanayake and Sajith Premadasa. Now, as of now, leading candidate Anura Kumara Disanayake's share has now fallen to under 40% of the vote. Sajith Premadasa has reduced the margin. He now holds over 34% of the vote. The votes have so far been counted for 87 out of 160 polling divisions. Now, when the counting began earlier in the day, Dissanayake had a massive lead with over 50% of the vote in early trends. But as of now, no candidate holds the 50% majority required. Now, Sri Lanka's election commission has confirmed a second preference vote count. All candidates other than Dissanayake and Premadasa have been eliminated. In Sri Lanka's election system, voters can mark one candidate on their ballot or rank three candidates in order of preference. If no candidate gets 50% or more of the vote, a second round of counting factors in the preferences of voters whose first choice did not make it to the top two. The counting is underway amid tight security. The Election Commission has been praised for holding what many observers described as most peaceful presidential elections. Now, the big focus remains on the two preferential candidates, main opposition leader Sajith Premadasa and Marxist-leaning challenger Anura Kumara Dissanayake. All right, for more on this, we have Dasani Athoda joining us from Colombo. What is the latest that you can bring in, Dasani, now that we know that we have the top two contenders?
Well, it is the first in Sri Lanka's election history. For the first time, there is a runoff, and the country's election commission has now confirmed that the second and third preferences of all candidates except the top two frontrunners will now be counted. I'm currently at a major counting center here in Colombo. And from what we hear from these counting officials is that a majority of these preferential votes have also now been counted, and that final count is being sent to the relevant officials that will be officially announcing them via media channels here in the country. It's certainly an interesting time, especially given as of right now, when we look at the cumulative results, Anura Kumara Dissanayake has gotten 39.52% of votes, while Sajith Premadasa is trailing behind with 34.28% of votes. It will all come down to all those preference votes, the voters who headed to the polls and thought things through, expecting something like this. It will be them who will be deciding Sri Lanka's next president.
Right. Now that we are in the second round, how long do you think it will be before we get the final results out for this round?
Well, at the moment, there seems to be a little bit of a delay. I need to mention that not all results of all districts were announced, especially heavyweight electorates such as Gampaha. Even their first round results were not released. My reasoning for this is probably in the interest of time. I think the Election Commission is now going to recuperate and sort of think, because this is a first in Sri Lanka's election history, they are clearly inexperienced to know what the standard process is in an issue like this. So they will take a bit of time to regroup and analyze, and we will be expecting a few delays. But from what I understand from this counting center, even those preferences have been counted. It's done, it's dusted. We just need confirmation from the Elections Commission now.
Now, you just mentioned that some of these divisions were left for their votes to be counted. Why do you think that the Election Commission took the decision to go for a second round?
The decision made by the Elections Commission to go into the second round is because obviously when each of these counting centers get these votes, the final tally, it will be sent to the Election Commission, who will then confirm sign, seal, stamp all those election results, which will be then fed into all media channels who are part of the Elections Commission's program of releasing these results. So that is why there is a little bit of a delay in that process. With regard to why there will be a delay in the second preferences, I think this is purely because in the interest of time. We are yet to see how long of a delay we will see.
All right, Dasani, thank you so much for bringing the latest. Of course, we'll keep track of how this second round pans out.